Is this picture any better? I haven't got it pulled up. Thank you, all 8 of you that decided to come back. I'm sorry. Hey, the picture looks fairly decent. Upside down. That would be my luck. Crack me up. Thank you guys again. Sorry for the inconvenience. I have no idea. It looks just as good as it did whenever it was working right the first time. Have no idea why it decided to go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Did you chew on the cord? Yeah. The reason why I didn't get to come back live immediately is because I guess the dogs decided that they need to go outside and take a break. So I had to wait for them to finish their nature's duties so that they didn't keep pacing around the floor here. I have no idea, Rick. All I know is that YouTube was not being very friendly with Scott. And while we're waiting, thank you all 11 everybody that decided to find number 2. I threw up the bat signal. I don't know if anybody caught that. That's why I did that. 40 on the Porsche. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say is we'll give it like another 5 minutes, Dave, and that's exactly where I was going to start the bidding at on this bad boy was $40. So, but we'll give everybody a couple minutes to get back on here because we did have up to like 19 people, and then yeah, yes, we see it, Robin. Yeah. Oklahoma City, yeah. Oh, my heart goes out to anybody that had to. I was watching Ryan Hall, and I was watching some of those tornadoes live, and the only thing that kept going through my brain is I pray to God that everybody's safe because houses and cars and everything can be replaced, but people can't. So everybody be safe. Big time nasty weather. Nothing. Cool. Well, no, I look forward to Saturday night too, Dave. All my friends know that Saturday night they know where I'm going to be. They just have to pop out their phone and find me on YouTube. so, so, yeah, sure. Here, move my big paw out of the way. I'm looking at the TV so I can kind of see that it's in focus for a change. It's a good looking car. Like I said, there's no visible wear signs on it whatsoever anywhere. And then you can tell it was a shelf queen just because of the way it's tarnished up. It's just been sitting. And like I said, I looked for another 9-volt battery, but I don't have one. So, but this is the correct chassis. It is lighted. It does run, and the light works. Guarantee it. And for any reason that it doesn't, but I'm going to test it before I ship it. But I got other chassis that I can replace it if it doesn't before I ship it off. But I know that it did because that's when I got it. But didn't realize my other battery was so dead that it wouldn't even fire it up. Hey, Ryburn, thank you for finding us back again. Yeah, Rick. It came. We had 60-mile-an-hour winds and severe thunderstorm warnings based off of just we were getting the skirts of what you guys were actually going through in Oklahoma. It was diving south and heading more towards Arkansas, and it looked like nighttime in the middle of the day. That's how dark it got here. You mail me a new battery. Well, thank you for the offer. I got to go to the store and get some stuff. I could add that to my list, but yeah. So this is a great car. So we're back up to 15. Thank all 15 of you that found the bat signal to come on with live number 2. So Dave started off the bidding, and that was going to be actually where I was going to start it off at, was with $40. And so let's get this out of the way before YouTube decides to screw me again. So we're back at the timer's on, and the auction for this car is officially started. It's at $40 right now, and Dave has the high bid. I'm trying to look at the TV and see. Yeah, like I said, guys, if there's a certain angle that you're wanting to see it at or something like that, I can just tell you straight up. I point out all flaws with every car that I sell. I'm not a used car salesman. I'm like I said, I'm here to make friends, not burn bridges. So this one is literally got zero play wear on the outside of it. It's a beautiful car. I love this body style. That's why I got them all. I've got every style that Tyco made, every version of this car, except for their translucent Carreras, but they're not the 935 whale tails. So I just love the way this car looks on the track. It just reminds me of it screams 80s. And so that's why I love it. Yep. See, Mike? Yep. So tempted. Yeah, Ryburn, you got one that is just as nice as this one, buddy. For sure, for sure. Because I know, like I said, it was sitting in my case. That's how nice it was. If I wouldn't have got the one that came with the track set, it'd still be sitting in my case, and I'd be selling just this one. I mean, because either one of them are just as good as the other. The 3 is the one with the white wheels. Yeah, they made it. They got white and they got that semi-yellow. I'll dig them out and I can show you. There's 3 versions of this yellow car. There's a 9, a 3, and a 17. But the 3 and the 17 are cars that you could buy individually, and the 9 is a set only, and it was a European set only. So there's the rare one that you want to get. So Dave's at $40, and we're at 2 minutes. Still pristine. Glad to hear. Yeah. And just to give you an idea, guys, this car was made in the mid to late 80s. So it's every bit of 30 plus years old, and it is in just awesome shape. I'm just straight up telling you, awesome shape. If you don't have one, this would be a good one just to get. If you do have them, you're going to know that this one's in the shape that it's in. Good stuff. Like I said, if you get them out on the track, they just look badass riding around the track. And I know Ryburn can testify to that. They look badass going around the track. Yeah, no, it's a good looking car. Like I said, I didn't start buying these cars based on rarity and what I thought that they'd be worth more down the road. I bought from the heart and what I liked, and that's where a lot of these cars came from. So we're at 1:30. Good stuff. Like I said, I just look at this car and it just takes me straight back to the 80s, 70s, and 80s when these cars were running like SCCA and stuff like that. Yeah, that's why I really like watching the IMSA racing they got now. Oh yeah, Dave. No, you're a collector. Yeah, you're a collector by far. Kind of like Dan with Slot Valley Racing. He turned into a collector. He just didn't realize it. It screams porn star mustache. Exactly. Yeah, it says John Holmes, doesn't it? Yeah, Rich, I've got to find my dyno. I've got one. I just got to dig it out. I've got that and a gauge meter for to show magnetic downforce. All right, less than 10 seconds. Dave's at the $40 mark. All right, thank you, Dave. Congratulations, buddy. You a couple of kick-ass looking cars, and with that Viper twin pack, man, you got four like damn near brand new cars coming your way. So congratulations. Oh no, I agree 100%. That's the only way to, other than taking it to the track and doing lap times. That's the only way to really evaluate that your modifications are working or what improved or what hurt something. And like if you watch Dan with SVR when he was doing his mods, he found out that one car actually ran worse than it did before he modded it. So I mean, you put all that money into a car, and then you got to figure out what's not working right. So good car, good get. Mike, are you still here? Yeah, there's Mike. Yeah, you're still here. Yeah, there's your car, buddy. I still got it for you. I didn't forget about you. So I'm gonna put this back over here. I know Adam said that he was watching the World of Outlaws. I didn't get a chance to ask him if he was watching that live or if he was watching on TV. But the other night when we were on Dan's Monday night slot talk, he was asking me what car I was polishing, and told him I was polishing up a BMW, and here it is. This is the BMW I was polishing up. I just got this bad boy on the original HP7 chassis, and it's lighted. So now I have both versions. There's a white version and a black version, and now I have them both. So Scott can be happy. The old 535i, I think that's what that is, something like that. And then the other car that Scott was able to purchase, this is a G Plus. This is the Renault. There's two versions of this car. There's the Williams version and the Renault version. And thank you to the mayor with that new catalog. It actually, I'm actually able to look up and get the details on this bad boy. There's the Williams version has 10 or 8 stickers on it, and the Renault version, like this one, has 10 stickers on it. And fortunately for me, this car has 9 out of the 10. And then you can see here at the bottom, very, very, very lightly used. And I got this car for $20. Stole it. Good deal. So it's going in the case. It's a 3, in case anybody was wondering, on the Aurora Collector Guide. And this is their version of the Renault. Good looking stuff. So those are the 2 editions that I got for the case. One Lambo would have been a sweet. Yeah, Dave. Yep. Sorry. Oh, no, Mike, no hurry. I was just letting you know I still had it. Oh, no, Jeff. That's why I got to ride in a Porsche. What's it called? The GT. God, I think it was the GT1, GT2, GT3, something like that. It was the street version of their race car. And that thing was insane. It just pinned me back, and yeah, you just felt like you were a slot car. You literally felt like you could turn that thing and it'd just go wherever you wanted to go. And yeah, it was badass. Otherworldly, yes. No, I completely concur. Awesome stuff. No doubt. Oh, here, let me get out those Porsches real quick. So this is the one that most people see for sale all the time on eBay. I've sold one of these before myself, a couple of them. Good looking car. And then this is the one that was a European set car version. So, wow, the camera's actually zipping in and focusing tonight. Damn. And so those are these two bad boys. Yeah. Oops, sorry. Everyone sees this one, but I didn't know about this one until I got my Tyco book. So I'm right there with you. They're identical in every way except for the number 9 and the number 3, in case you were wondering, because I've combed over it just to see what was different, and nothing different other than the number. And this one, like I said, was a set car only, and then this one is the United States version that you can see all the time. So, hey, Zims. Just a second here. I can tell you exactly. Got it. Got my Bible right here. Page 38. And then if you go to page 38 and you read about, move my sheet out of the way. If you read about the car over here, then that's where they'll tell you. And number 5, European set model molded yellow, 1996. So the one with number 9 is from 1996 European set model. Wow, that's crazy, Zims. They're just lucky that it didn't blow up. No, Dave. Actually, the ones that were on that you gave me were a 2-point, and the one I can show you, the one that I'm needing is a 4-point. Trying to dodge dogs and webcam cords and everything else. So that's the version I need. The 4-point. It roll there and comes back down. There we go. It's trying to focus. Oh, cool. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that, buddy. Well, I'm not going to climb back over and put that back up. I'm just sitting right there. You know the supercards, guys. You have this car, Jack, right here. Is this the one you're talking about? Yes, I got it on the Magna Traction chassis. There's 2 versions of this car. Yep. There's in the catalog it shows the stripe's a different color. This maroon is a different color on the wing, on the sticker, on the car. You have both versions. Yeah, see, there you go. I think I do too, but I'm not going to climb over there and, yeah, I do. This one's the one that's in the best shape. The other one, I don't think the balance right here is broken a little bit. Thank you, all 16 of you that found number 2. Appreciate it. We're just kind of cars that we talked about whenever we were doing the auction, and put these back in the case and close the door. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of cars have been. Sometimes I get them, and the magnets have been taken. The traction magnet have been taken out. This one I got a while back. This is the Stars and Stripes version. They made this car from like 74 to 77, if my memory serves me correct, or something like that. Um, and this is the 74 version because it was the one that was made that had the Tyco Pro chassis. And so I got one that had the curb hugger chassis, but I wanted one that had the Tyco Pro. And there's two versions of this car, and there's a dark blue and a light blue version of the Stars and Stripes. But so I got this one a while back, but I had it out polishing it. Oh, cool. Sounds good, Dave. Evil Knievel Superbird. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. It's like I was telling a buddy of mine that came over today. The reason why they started making these things in 74 is because they knew the bicentennial was coming up for 76. And so they had to plan ahead. And, with the old lead time for China, and at this time, Hong Kong is where these were being made. And so that's why, yeah, there's a little bit of leeway in there. And then they made the Corvette too, which Dave was kind enough to send me a body of that has the number 76 on it. So pretty cool stuff. These bodies here are the ones that I've got set out that are ready for the Hardin Creek Super 7 chassis. Well, if everybody's all good, I will move the camera over, turn on the light, and we'll get this party started on the build-up. Yeah, Rich, see those valences right there because they sit so low, and if you catch a bump on your track the right way, if you're going very fast, it's so thin right there. Yeah, they'll just snap. I think Slots and stuff was selling. They had some of these new old stock bodies. I actually still have one that's brand new, and that's why this one looks so good. And then I put it underneath a period correct magnet traction chassis. So that's why this one, yeah, no, that's a brand new one. That's what they look like, brand new, except for the chassis. The body's brand new, but the chassis is not. But my other version has the valence broke off. Yeah, see, no, that's why some of those my childhood cars that I have up here in my OG case. That's why I bought some of them that like the posts were broke or something like that, and I bought them for runners again just so I could see my old cars running on my new track. And so they're not in they're not in showcase shape, but that's not why I bought them. I bought them to run, and if they're going to run, they're going to crash, and you don't want to tear up a really expensive older car unless you got money to burn. And I don't. So I'd rather tear up one that's already broken and doesn't have a lot of value and not feel bad about it when it goes flying off the track or crashing into something and breaking, versus taking a brand new body that made it 40 years and then putting it on the track one time and destroying it. Okay, well, let me get this kind of situated here. And I'm going to make you guys look like you're going through an earthquake because I've got to reposition the camera and lower it and get it down to where it's just focusing on this area right here. And once it's down there, then it's going to be hard for me to see the computer over here. So I'll just kind of check in and look over. But now I've got dogs in the way where I didn't have dogs in the way before whenever I was testing this all out. Thank you for everybody's patience. Sorry for the crappy picture while I'm doing this, but I had no way to really set it up and do the first part of the show at the same time. Sorry, I'm trying to get it positioned. Road. So if you preview video and you're just now checking in, first let me say thank you to all 15 of you that are checking in tonight for the build. If you missed the first version, I mentioned that I purchased and it got shipped here to my old address and returned back, and we'll try to do the video for tonight. And I have everything that I mentioned in that preview video except for the silver shoes. So my goal is tonight is to get us to that point. I have the silver springs that you can see right here. Here, let's see. And those are silver. And if you're wanting to know why I went with silver instead of gold, in case you missed Mark's Slot Car Garage whenever he was doing his hop ups, and I let him know electrical conductor. And then after that, it goes to your copper and your brass, which is what most of our shoes come with factory, and then it goes to gold. So don't be fooled by the hype when you see an ad for gold-plated pickup shoes. You're just wasting your money. And as Mark found out, and just like I found out, honestly, after any shoes start getting off the brass copper mix, so you know, is it worth the money? I don't know. Maybe psychologically. So let's get this bad boy started. Let's get this opened up. And if anybody's been watching this channel before, this is the first time I've ever opened a car live. This is normally a Dan thing. So I don't know if Dan's still with us, but like I said, we're going to open these bad boys up. We get to pick which body style that they want to keep, which color. So they'll get to say, I want the blue one or the black and the white one and the red. Oh, I forgot. We got the old twisty tie here. Been a long time since I got to open up some new cars. In fact, I was just thinking about that today. It's been since I tore down my track since I've opened a new car. Bought a lot of cars. We'll do the other one while we're here. We're going to get them both out. We're just going to assemble the one tonight. But like I mentioned in the first attempt at Scott's Saturday Night Live, I am going to build the second car and offer it for auction. And I have both of these cars already myself, and I can tell you that just from personally racing them, that they're both very easy to see going around the track. Even though this one's black, it's got enough white in it that makes it easy. All right, don't have to worry about anybody trying to shoplift these bad boys. Bam. Pick a 10th over gold. Okay, cool. Thanks, Zim. Sorry. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I have to look through the tripod and the little selfie halo thing to try to see the computer now. So, like I said, if you guys haven't seen these cars before, then I'll kind of hold it here and rotate it a little bit. They're good looking cars. Like I said, I like them. These are the classic. We're not paying for advertising, so there's no real like Goodyear or Mobile One or anything like that. They got their hardcore racing thing and full tilt and flow racing thing on there. But these are good looking cars, like I said. And this one, the Band K Pro One. If you're a big AFX Aurora fan, you'll recognize a lot of these different logos and stuff from other previous cars. Oh, there's one manufacturer that's a real manufacturer. It's on the on the rear wing, Wiseco. As I say, okay, I'm looking at the TV, so I'm trying to figure out what you guys can see where I'm holding it and where it's not versus the computer. There we go. Okay, so I need to keep right in here. Sorry, this is the first time I've ever done it from this angle, guys. I apologize. So here's the big mystery. So let's open up this bad boy first. Honestly, this is a runner. It's nice and smooth. Nothing's bound. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's not wobbling at all. This must have been manufactured before all of their issues. So we'll put that one there. Boy, these are both good. See, this is just it. You just never know, guys. I mean, these two here, perfecto. I mean, no wobble at all, and they're smooth, easy turning. Good stuff. Someone's going to get a good car, a good chassis. Both of them are going to be good chassis. So the first thing I always do whenever I get started is start the disassembly. They say they have it corrected. Yeah, but the bad part is all the cars that are still out there that have yet to be purchased that haven't been corrected that somebody's going to sell and somebody else is going to buy. That's the shitty part. Yeah, see, Rick, there's the thing is, I know some of those new ones that I bought are probably shit as far as the car goes, but since I'm going to be putting it on the wall as a collector, then I'll never know. That's why where it comes down to buying the two of them and being able to open one of them up and play with it. So the first thing, like I said, I'll get started here. The first thing I always do is I always make sure that, believe it or not, the ground strap's there attached to the motor, because I've actually purchased these cars before and that that ground's been missing. And believe it or not, unless that wire is attached with that ground strap, for some reason the circuit board doesn't want to let it work. Now, Mark's Stock Car Garage showed that you can wire direct and skip the circuit board and get rid of that wire. But I do know that for some reason, unless you wire it direct, unless that thing's attached, the car won't run. And then New Mega G Plus, yeah, it's catching dough. I dog on them a lot because of that can motor. But honestly, the one thing I do love about these is the simplicity and the ease of being able to modify it and make them faster. These cars are great for what I would call the beginner to start modifying, because with some simple tools, you can modify the thing and you don't have to worry about a lot of small parts like you do with the Super G Pluses, the Vipers, your 440s and stuff like that. There's only two springs to deal with. There's no motor adjustments. I mean, it's about as simple as it gets for somebody that doesn't tinker with cars all the time. So I love the idea behind them. The only thing I hate is that that stupid can motor, and when it dies, you've got to you got a piece of junk because they don't sell a replacement motor. Mark will fix it for $20 each. Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, fix it for $20 and you can buy a new one for 25, 30. So let's get started. First thing I do is pop out rear ends is the first thing I do. Like I said, I strip the car. And if you guys have never done this before and this is your first time ever building a car, you'll notice I've got it on a microfiber towel. And the reason why I do that is to catch the small parts, the springs and stuff like that, keep stuff from rolling away. And it's just real handy. Trust me. If you were to try to do it just straight on the desk or the table or whatever, you're constantly going to be chasing parts around. So just my little tip there. So what I do is get the car ready by disassemble before I reassemble. So we'll just take off the rear end there. And then we're going to see if I'm going to be able to get the front end off, but I'll go ahead and take the springs and shoes off because sometimes you have to torque a lot to get stuff off. And in case you were wondering, there's two pockets there, but the one that's got the circle, I'll point with the shoe, that's where your spring's going to go. So don't put it back here. You're going to make your shoe tension too strong, and you'll know it real quick when you try to clip it over the nipple up here on the top. So circle is where the spring goes. And then there's my toothpick trick. Those springs fit perfectly on a toothpick, and it's an easy way to keep track of them. When you're taking them off, I put one on one side like that, then kind of get it where it's tight. And then I go to the other side and do the same thing with the other. That way I don't have to worry about trying to chase springs, and all I got to do is just put my toothpick down over there, and I know that the springs are right there. That's if I'm just reassembling the car stock, or if I'm just putting new shoes on it or something like that, you know. So there you go. There's both my springs. There's my toothpick trick. That's what that's what I do. One spring there, one spring there. Now I know where the springs are. Here's our, this is a scale auto. So the pinion removal enough, but we'll see. Sometimes my point is you have to work it. There we go. All right. Got the pinion gear off. Stick it over there at the rear end. And just so you guys know, whoever wins the car is going to get all the factory parts with it too. So you get the car, you're going to get all the factory parts that came with it, plus the hot butt parts. Here, let's see if I can. It feels like it's trying to come. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, see, this is okay, so whenever before we bought the before I bought my tool and had it coming on the way, what we used to do with this is if we couldn't get these off this way, then I used to get my diagonal cutters and we used to just cut the axles off. But I'm not trying to destroy this because, like I said, I want to give the parts back to the person that wins the car. So I'm trying to work it off. without a tool. Cut it. Yeah, see, that's what I normally do, Rich, but I'm trying not to destroy it. And it's about ready to come out. I'm just real close. There it goes. Bingo. Yay. So there we go. I presume to know who's done what with cars whenever they're watching my videos. And I do want to be able to help people that are beginners all the way up to the people that are old pros. And I'm not a guru. I'm just going to share the knowledge that I have and hope that people that are, yeah, I got lucky. Yes. I completely agree, Zims. Share my knowledge, and then hopefully if somebody else knows something that I don't, that they put it in the chat and help it out. Blind squirrels finding nuts. Yes. And I would be that proverbial squirrel there, Rich. Yes. So apparently there's been some people that have done this before and they know what I'm talking about. These can be just frankly a bitch to get apart. But they have a knurled in, and that's what that, I don't know that it's going to show up, but it's knurled right there. And then you can kind of see where it's dulled. And that's the only thing holding these things on. And sometimes when they press those things on, it's like the plastic melded itself to these and they refuse to come off. So I've got several that we've had to cut with the diagonal cutters. But now the lucky winner of this car is going to be fortunate enough that they could actually put this thing back on the car if they wanted to, or another car, and press it back on. So yay. So the only thing we got left now, we're almost down to the bare chassis, you guys can see. The only thing I got left to do is to pop out the old guide pin here. And honestly, I don't know that I'm going to take that out, because I'm looking at it compared to the Viper one, and the Viper ones are shorter. And I don't know that whoever has this is going to go on a routed track, and that's why this pin's shorter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to include the Viper guide pin with it. So if the person that does win the car has a routed track, then they can switch it out for themselves. And then that way, if they don't, then the longer AFX pin will work better for your plastic track. And I think there's more of us out there that have the plastic tracks than the routed tracks. So I'm just going to leave that bad boy in there, and I'll include one with the winner. So the next thing that we've got left to do is to get rid of the traction magnets. I don't know if you've ever messed with any of these before, but this is the reason why I get everything out. And I just tape a simple, small flathead screwdriver and angle it crooked and shove them straight down. And boom, there it is. So there's your level 30 magnet. And boom, straight down. And if you don't have a magnetic screwdriver, I would suggest if you have one to don't have one to get one. Like I got this one whenever I met a Snap-on guy. Makes no difference, but a magnetic screwdriver comes in real handy when you're playing with those Neo magnets to try to stay with, keep track of them, so to speak. So there we go, guys. There's your bare bones Mega G Plus chassis straight from the package. And it looks like it got parked on the bad side of town and it got stripped. Straightening does not work. All right. So the first thing I like to do is, while the chassis is as bare as it's going to get, other than like I said, I'm not going to pull that out. There's no reason to take out the pin if you're not going to replace it. You just take a chance on damaging it, or worse yet, accidentally breaking the attachment point when you're pulling it out or putting it back together, because it is plastic and it is a compression fit. So it's meant to bend and compress back around the ring. And, like anything that's plastic, it has a mind of its own. So I start with the ring, the pinion gear is what I start with right back here because everything's exposed. It's easiest to get to. I leave the magnets out so I don't have to worry about any of my tools being pulled over. Even though this is made out of aluminum, if I have to get the screwdriver out and make any adjustments, then I've got one that's non-magnetic and I've got one that is magnetic for the one that I use for when I'm playing with the magnets. I can just tell you guys that some simple little tools that you can purchase will make your life a whole lot easier if you're going to work on these cars versus just trying to do it with a pencil or something like that. You don't have to buy one of these pinion tools, but it just makes your life a lot easier trying to get that thing on there. So let's get started. I'll quit rambling. I'm not getting paid to sell anybody's tools. Homie, don't play that. Yeah, homie, don't play that either. Here, Ryver. No, I'm right there with you, buddy. No, I was watching Dan's. I don't know. I'm so close to the camera. I'm sorry if I'm blasting your guys' ears. I don't know. I've never done it from this angle before, so I apologize if I am. But on Dan's live feed last Monday, I was watching it, and then just right in the middle of whatever, out of nowhere, a stupid ass commercial would pop up, and they'd make you watch it for 5 seconds before you could skip it. So, if none of you have ever purchased any of the Harden Creeks complete rear end sets, they come with new Delrin hubs. They're single flanged there. He includes a set of his hop up tires and then a special. He figured out that the lifelike pinion gear will fit on the Mega G Plus shaft, so you can change the gear ratios. So that's what we're going to do. And by doing what we're doing, it's going to make it peppier. We're going to make it accelerate quicker. It may take away a little bit of its top speed, but you'll whatever you give up in top speed, you'll make up for being able to coming out of the corners quicker. I'd have to get on the on his website. I can pull it up on my phone here real quick, and I'm sure it'll tell us. And I'll get out my. That's what I was going to show. I was going to get out the old tire gauge here and pop it open for the first time, and then we'd actually measure a tire height. Since I didn't get Terry's in, it'll be the first time I actually broke this one out from Scale Auto. Their BSRT. So, nope. Good question there, Rich. Eight tooth for it. Yeah. All right. Go grab a Bud Light. Okay, now I get the reference. That's funny. Oh, I love talking to you guys. Birds of a feather flock together. So I'll leave that out. And so now we're going to try to use the handy dandy Scale Auto. And if you've never used one of these, that's what these little pins are for. These little holes up here. If you notice, there's a nipple on the end of the gear, and you're supposed to be able to put those in and hold it in place like so. But once again, like I mentioned, this one's not designed for the Mega G Plus gear. It's geared for the Super G Plus and the turbos, stuff like that. So I don't think I'm going to be able to use it. Nope. Okay, so I might as well just stop. So basically, you would stick that in there, it would hold that in place, and then you just press it on. But since this isn't the right size, that's completely useless to a point. So in that case, what I'm doing, if you can see, sorry, like I said, I'm trying to show what I'm doing and get my arm out of the way of the camera. I'm I'm trying to press the pin on enough straight that I can get my screwdriver behind it and press it on forward. So that's what I'm attempting to do now. It's just hard to try to do with you guys, or trying to be able to view it or do it where you guys can do it and still get it done. So I apologize. So, makes it a lot easier when the tools work. All right, so there you go. See, I got it started. So what I'm going to do now is just slowly press it down. And then I get it to a certain point and then I stop. And the reason for my stopping is because whenever I go to put in my rear end, I want this ring gear to meet halfway in the middle of that pinion gear. Oh yeah, no, we're good. We're there. And so I kind of eyeball it up to see where we're sitting before I go ahead and clip it in. Looks like it needs a little more. Ooh, Sonny boy. Like butter. Look at that. She's freewheeling. So just like that, if I had the tool, it'd have been a lot easier. And when I get the Hardin Creek tool, I'm going to do another video of me building one of these with those tools. And that'll be the, the one that I auction off. Like I said, I'm going to build 2 of these. So there we go. We got our ring gear and our pinion on there. And it's about halfway on your pinion where your teeth are meshing up. It's not bound. It's rolling like butter. You don't want it too loose, but you don't want it too tight. And this one I got, knock on wood, pretty damn good. And you can see it's as straight as an arrow, no wibbly wobbly. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I either way. Yeah. I'm just so used to using my screwdriver because that's what I had before this bad thing. And then this thing pisses me off because I can't use it like I want to, to put it on there. But irregardless. So we've got our new Hardin Creek rear end and ring gear and pinion in it with the new Delrin single flange hubs and their new tires. And we'll look up to see specifically on those, and I'll be able to tell you tire heights whenever we open this bad boy up. So then the next thing I do, I just kind of work forward on the car. And so the next thing we need to do is get out our magnets. Now, I have 3 different levels of magnets. I have the level 42, I have level 48, and I also have level 52. So I don't know how this car is going to handle on someone's specific track, and I don't want to over downforce it. So I'm going to go with the 42. And just so you know, there are 48s out there if you don't want to jump to the 52s. And I use the 52s on the stock cars just because they're top heavy, the 48 and the 52s on the stock cars. And if you have an exceptionally fast F1 car and or a good strong motor, then obviously the whole idea is to get as much magnetic downforce as possible without slowing down the car. And so if you've got a motor that's strong that can overpower those 52 magnets, the grip level that's holding them to the track and still stay fast, That's what you want to do. But if you don't want, the last thing you want is the magnets to slow you down. And if you over magnet a car, you can actually slow it down. Rick, one of them is going to be a giveaway car, and I'm going to build the other one to be the auction car. So whoever wins the free giveaway on the Mega G Plus car is going to get to pick the blue body or the red and white body, and then the other version, whichever one they don't pick, is the one that I'm going to auction off. That's going to be built the exact same way, same parts that you're seeing here. And whenever those new Hardin Creek tools come in, I'll do a build with those tools on this chassis right here. Good question. Your mailbox is empty. All right, so as you can see here, I don't know if it's gonna. Yeah, there we go. Level 42 magnets. So let's get these bad boys out. Now I color code mine. Yellow is what I call my level 42s. My orange are my level 48s, and red is what I call my level 52s. And even though these are covered in chrome, if you get some of those paint pens and hold them with like some needle nose pliers and you can paint on them, you can get enough color to stick on them that when you stick them in the chassis, at least you'll know what level that you have if you don't have a gauze gauge to see the magnetic strength. Get this bad boy opened up. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat around the pole here. Sorry. Oh no, Jeff, mine. I already got mine on order. It came to Springfield and went back to Florida, and then Terry's gonna send it back my way whenever he gets it back. It went to my old address, and I no longer live there, and I forgot to update my PayPal address. So I was going to show off all his new stuff that he had, but so I put the factory magnets back in their little container, and then this is where screwdriver comes in handy. Sorry. These two are like mated together big time. The trick is I'm trying to get one magnet to hold on to the screwdriver while I'm trying to pry the other one off. There we go. And then here's my trick is I stick them flat on the screwdriver like that, like so. And then when I'm putting them in, I slide it off like that. And oh, it rolled on me. There we go. All right, one down, one to go. Yeah, Dave, I would highly suggest it. The dynos are awesome if you're going to work on your own cars. Just like I said, just to be able to see if you've made an improvement, and if so, how much. All right. So there we have it. Level 42 magnets popped into place. I always take a toothpick and jam them down in there because it's non-magnetic, and make sure they're seated all the way flush around all four corners. And those are good to go. And this would be normally where I would put in the new springs and apply the shoes, but like I mentioned, I don't have the silver shoes here yet because of the mix up with the mailing address. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the Viper front end, and it's easy enough to take back off. And then we'll break open my tire gauge there and measure the diameter. If you've never had one of these before, it's real easy. You just give them a little twist. There's nothing, it's nothing like the factory ones. So like so. And I'm going to hold off on oiling the car until we get the shoes on there and its final assembly. So if you've never had one of these RZR chassis, RZR front ends before, and since you saw, I manually just put it on there, there's no special tools required, you may ask yourself, well, how loose do you want this? You're going to want this thing as close to the chassis so these things don't sling around, and when your car is trying to go across the track, it doesn't want to shift the weight. You know what I'm saying? I know there's not a lot of weight there, but you got to remember you're not working with something that's very heavy to begin with. So any amount of slop is just going to help try to throw the car off. So this one is really close. I'd actually go a little closer. Yeah, right in there. So you can see it's not touching the chassis, but it's just barely off of it. And that's what you want. So it doesn't cause any friction to turn it, but you don't want it bound. You don't want it rubbing on it, but you don't want it to be way far wide from it either, because you don't want that slinging the front over. So there we go. So literally, the only thing we'd have left to do is to add the springs and the shoes, and the chassis would be done. That's how easy it is to build those chassis, even on camera. So let's open up this bad boy now and figure out our tire size. And if you've never seen one of these before and you're wondering what the hell I'm holding, this is a tire gauge. And why you would want a tire gauge is because depending on the height of your tires depends on how low your chassis is going to sit on the track. And like we just talked about with the magnet strength, you can add magnet strength or take magnet strength away without changing your magnets, just by changing your tire height. So if your car gets slowed down when you put in level 42 magnets and you don't want to take out the magnets, then just put in a slightly taller tire and it should speed it right back up to where it was before. And so you'll see people that advertise, they'll be advertising like 458, 456. Okay, so what they're talking about are these numbers right here. It's engraved in there, and it's kind of hard to see with that light. But this will tell you your tire size, and you always want to measure your tire on the hub and find the right circle height. So what we're doing now is I'm just trying to find the right size hole. And that's what she said. But and then that way we can okay, so there we go. We found it. So 436 is really tight. You don't want it to be really tight. You want it just to barely touch. So yeah, 438 is where these are, in my opinion. Well, I don't know, 436. I guess I wasn't holding it straight. Yeah, there we go. They're 436 because 434 is too small. So there you go. That's all I'm doing is I'm just pushing it in, and see, like that just barely falls in, hardly any friction. So Look at your tire gauge. There we go. 436 on the rears. So as an example, another reason why you would want to change your tire heights for racing is speed. So a shorter tire is going to lower the car down for one and increase your magnet strength for the other. So it's a win-win that way. But the shorter tire on these particular motors is going to let them RPM out. In other words, you're going to max them out. So it may actually slow you down on the top speed, but help increase your getting up out of the corners. So if you put a taller tire on it, if you've got a track that's got more straightaways and more top speed, then you're going to want a taller tire because that will give you more top end. But if you've got a tight, twisty track, you're going to want to get this bad boy as low as you can and get the shortest tire that you can to be able to come up out of the corners really quick. And with this other rear end that we just put on here and added the extra teeth, that's where we're going to sacrifice some top end, but we're going to gain on the low end coming off of a slow corner when you gun it really quick. So this one's going to react quicker. So with a shorter tire, higher gear ratio, it's just going to be a quicker, more faster reacting car. And then this one, like Terry's, it also has the front tire gauge. So we'll go up here. Might as well just skip a while. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I would say these are like a 366 front would be what I would call them. It just barely falls through without any pressure. So we got like 436 in the rear. Just barely falls through with very little friction. I mean, you could call them a 438, I guess, if you wanted to, but honestly, they're a tweener. So that's where you're going to use your tire gauge to gauge. And you always want to check your tires while they're on the hubs. Always. Because it makes no difference what they are off the hub. It makes a difference what they are on the car, and that's how it's going to be on the track. So, and as you can see, this bad boy is going to be slammed. There's very little light between the chassis. This ought to be a good running car. So there's some tips and tricks. And then whenever I get into the oiling and the final stuff, I'll whenever we reassemble the silver springs, put these bad boys in, and the silver pickup shoes, then I'll go over all my oiling points and how I do that. And if you don't have oil, this is going to be something that you're going to want to invest in if you're serious about getting your cars running, and you just want to do it anyway. Even if you're not going to hop up your cars, this is just a maintenance tool, because you're going to want to oil your chassis in the right spots to help with friction. So this one's turning like butter, and if I had shoes and springs on it, then we'd test it out just to hear it zip, and I'll get me a new 9-volt battery for the next time, and get out my lint roller, and we'll clean up those tires and make them look good. But there we go, guys. Really light chassis, hopped up, and now we've taken weight off the front end. I know for a fact on my track that just changing the front end to the RZR was worth 1/10 of a second. So those rear ends make a difference. Like I said, it may not feel like a lot to you, but you got to remember what you're playing with. So. Oh, graphite. Yeah. See, that's what that's what I use. Before I snap in my rear end, I usually put the graphite down in the saddle where the axle sits. And then that way, when I press in that, then that way, when the axle's spinning, it's trying to impregnate into the plastic, and I still go ahead and use oil on top of it. And then some people use a lapping stuff. I just put oil on it, honestly. I honestly think having that paste on there actually slows it down, personally. Hey, yeah, no problem, Rich. That's why I'm doing this, guys. Because so now that you guys have kind of seen me stumble through this, what things do you do to your chassis that are different than what I've done here? I mean, is there something that some little tip or trick that you guys want to share that you found that make these cars faster? I just know that some of the things I personally look for is how smooth the motor turns, and there's no binding before or after whenever I do the rear end. So now I can't even tell the difference between the factory rear end and the new one that I just put in. The motor's turning smooth. They're meshing real well. You know, decals. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Rich. That's what I say. That's why I do with my Tycos. But the dyno doesn't have a pinhole for the Mega G pluses, but I was going to drill one for it. But not first. I got to find it. Um, yeah. But anyway, and these are really super light chassis too, so I get it. One of the things that I've thought about doing, but I didn't know, and I'm going to try it one of these days, and that is one of the tricks from back in the day whenever they were racing these cars, is that they would take a real small drill bit, like about the size of this toothpick, and they would drill little holes in the chassis. They'd Swiss cheese it, if you know what I'm talking about. Give me just a second. I gotta take care of my dog. Sorry. All right, I'm back. Sorry. He can't jump on the bed, so he was standing there squawking, and I knew he wasn't going to shut up until I did it. PTFE, yeah, no, exactly. Just something. The way I look at it, guys, is something to try to impregnate into the plastic so that when it's spinning, because we all know if you could oil it once and forget about it, we would. But every single time that you have to keep re-oiling your car, and that's just because of it gets slung off. And so um, yeah, get away from friction and weight. And like I said, someone's getting a good. This is a good chassis right here. This is going to be a runner. I played with enough of these motors, these can motors, to tell that when I spin them, if there's a lot of resistance, I've learned that they're kind of slow. And this one's free spinning, so this is a good one. Yeah, see, Rich, yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, just drill a new hole in it. Hadn't even thought about that until I saw his video on it whenever he did his. Oh, someone had asked me, oops. There we go. Okay. You guys can't even see it anyway, but I hit the mouse, and it started playing my video with the background. So need to go to Hardin Creek, and we need to look up that rear end because he's got the specs on it. Piece of shit. There we go. Wheels, axles, and hubs. There we go. There's the. Doesn't say what size the tires are. It just says, oh, yeah, there it is. Super A. So these are super tires, stiffness A. Good question. I never even thought about it. If you're not familiar with super tires, they're kind of like a manufacturer like Gel Claw, but just better. Gel Claws are great for about 5 laps, in my opinion, and then they collect too much dirt, and then the super tires, boy, Viper tires. I like the Viper brand, the M1 series. We're going to give away that car a week from today. Nope, they're not silicone. They're kind of a, I don't know, kind of a rubbery mix of something. I don't know. I already turned off my phone. Yeah. This is just some here. Yeah. See, this is the Viper version of set up with Otis. They put their skinny tires. I'll leave that light. Yeah, the skinny tires on the rear end. Oh yeah, no, that's I love talking to Terry about slot cars because the guy's just a super wealth of knowledge. Yeah, I have these old Aurora pit kits that I use for back in they got the little handle and stuff, but these are like from 1974, and I got a couple of these brand new, and then I just use them for holding parts, and I use these two for holding my Mega G and Mega G Plus stuff, and then I got another thing that I use for my Tyco stuff. And this is what I got from Menards, I believe, is where I got this from, and this is yeah, this is. Those are brand new wide pan and narrow chassis, and there's some of their roller chassis. Yeah, this is just all full of, like, this is, let's see there. There we go. You can see I got the super tires, and I got them all sized out. Easy to get to. Yeah. Parts, tons of parts. Yeah, slots and stuff. That's what I'm trying to think of. Thank you. Oh, here you can kind of see. So, as you guys know, the Indy style one of those brand package is hard, and then finding one that is inexpensive enough to be able to give away is too hard. So this is the giveaway Tyco. It's going to be a wide pan Cherry Labonte Cornflakes Monte Carlo, And so we'll build this bad boy up to be the fastest 440 for a wall wart track that we can build. And that one will be its own little video by itself. I won't even do it after the thing. We'll just do a live thing of building up the chassis from scratch and showing how we do that bad boy. But brand new in the package, just like the others. And I do have all of that, all the parts for the 440 stuff to go and do silver. So I got some aluminum guide pins for weight. They're not much for strength because they'll bend real easy if you wreck. But as far as weight goes, this is, the lightest you can get. And then I have, these are the silver brush springs. These are silver motor brushes. And then these are silver double hooped springs. And so we'll be putting all that stuff into that chassis. Plus, we have silver spring or silver shoes. So silver spring, silver shoes, silver brushes, silver spring brushes, everything that'll be electrical touching the track on the Tyco car will be fully silvered. You bend them back, they break. Yeah, no, that's exactly it right there. That's why, they're a race car only deal, and you better have some spares out, because if you wreck and bend it, there ain't no fixing it. So you might as well just pull it off and put your new one on, because like you said, as soon as you try to bend it straight, it just snaps. So yeah, all these silver parts that I bought all this stuff directly from Wizard. And this little stack of silver parts with these, I got 2 things of the shoes to go with all the springs and the brush springs and the brushes and everything else. Anyway, you're looking at $200 is what it costs for all that stuff. But once you invest in it, then you got it, and then it's just a matter of reaching in your box and grabbing it and putting it together. So it's like everything. If you want to play, you got to pay. And I get it. Some people don't want to modify their cars at all, and they see that as a total waste of money. And I get that. You know what I'm saying? But then there's others of us out there that like to see how fast we can make our cars go. And one of the easy ways to make them go fast is helping the electrical connections, and spend a little extra money instead of buying factory parts, buying ones that are silver plated. Yeah, and pinion gears too. Yep. Yeah, I told you guys I had at one point in time I had bodies. Oh yeah, that's right. I told you I'd show you. If you remember back whenever I was talking about the F1 bodies and the F1 cars, and I told you that I'd bought from that vendor overseas. These are a couple of those brand new bodies, and this is one of them that's a 0 collector value, and that's the Renault F1 series. So this is a 0. This was never mass produced, and so this is like the rarest of the rare, because they don't even know how many of them were made. So if you this is what they call a 0 body. Hey, Mayor. Hey, I'm sorry I saw you and HO slot car or train slot car HO train. Anyway, I saw you guys doing the live feed last night. I just couldn't join. I apologize. And then here's another one of those new ones I got from overseas. And this is the Aussie Vineyards. Obviously, I got 2 of each, and then I put new chassis, and I got the new ones up in my case, but then I saved these 2 back. Hey man, that's all we're doing right now, my friend. We're just BSing slot cars. Scott got out his you missed the build. We just got through doing the build on the Mega G Plus car. The only thing that we didn't get to assemble tonight, due to Scott not updating his PayPal address. So my parts went to Missouri and then went back to Florida as the silver shoes. I got the silver springs there, but so we got one chassis done. And since you missed it, the winner next Saturday is going to get to pick if they want the blue body or the red and black white body. And then the other one, I'm going to build this one too. And then we're going to auction this car off. So someone will be able to buy one if they don't win it. And it'll have the same hop ups, and we'll do it live like we just did. And then I got a couple of the brand new Nigel Mansell Haviland bodies. And then this one was one of the rare Canadian F1s. And during the move, you can see what happened. So it was brand new, and all I needed to do is put a driver's head in it, and it would have been a pristine, brand new. This is what they call the Labatt's version of the Canon Elf number 5, but this is the F1 version of this car, which is kind of harder to find. And now I'm going to have to do a little bit of repair work. I've got one already up in the shelf, but not one that was brand new. But now I got one that's brand new broke. Oh yeah, no, you beat me to the punch there, Mary. Yeah, no, happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Even if you don't have kids, you got a dad, and so happy Father's Day to him. And most of us out there do have kids, so hopefully you have some good quality time with the family and have a safe holiday. I know I'm personally going out to my parents' house, and I'm going to be mowing the lawn again for my dad to keep him off the damn mower and keep him out of the hospital. Both dad and granddad. Hey, congratulations. Auction. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to auction the one I'm going to hop up, Ryburn. So basically the one I give away, they get it for free, and then the other one, whichever body style they don't pick, then we're going to auction it off. Yes, sir. Hey, good job, Jack. That's impressive. 94 years. Shoo-wee. So just to give you guys the visual, this is what we started with, and this is how we ended up. You can tell that the tires all the way around are a smaller diameter. And honestly, you can actually tell the weight difference. Probably because I don't have the shoes and the springs on this one, but yeah. So I'm going to build one to give away as my for the Mega G Plus car giveaway, and then I'm going to auction off the other one so that if someone doesn't win it, then they can at least have a Scott's House of HO Racing custom built special. Oh, meant the busted car. Oh, sorry.
That other body. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm going to try to fix it, Ryburn, and then yeah, I may auction it. Sorry, misunderstood. My bad. Sounds good, David. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, have yourself a good night. Thank you for your purchases and your friendship and that awesome car. Oh, in case you missed it, you did miss it, Mary. Dave sent me this bad boy since he knew I like Mustangs. Opening, it's a pretty sweet ride. Pretty cool car. I had it sitting in my living room. Put these other pinions and or yeah, in with the others, and that way keep everything straight. So yeah, you can see I got another rear end assembly to go for the other car, and I got another Razor front end. I just didn't bring it out here because well, I knew I was only building the one tonight. And honestly, I was impressed I was able to get that front end off that one that easy. Not even slot cars could convince me to go back. There's some crazy shit going on in Florida. That's all I got to say about that. There's the politics down there is just going wacko. That's why I stay out of politics. Crazy enough without it. So what I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to include the parts with the winning car so the person can have them if they want to put it back to factory or if they have one that they want to use it for. So stick these all in the little baggie here. Hurricane shot. Simple. Hey Rick, no problem, man. That's I tell everybody all the time is I am no guru and I'm more than willing to answer any question because someone helped me to give that answer. And so I just think it's the right thing to do is to pay it forward. And that's why I love this channel is because I get to share what I know, and then other people, if they're nice enough, get to join in and share what they know. And in case you missed it, Mayor, there's my toothpick trick for doing your shoe springs. So I'm going to include that in there. And there we go. All the parts that came off the car go with the car to the winning home. I think it's kind of cool just to see, it doesn't, to the naked eye, you have to look real quick, but then all of a sudden you start seeing the differences and where we ended up and where we started. Pretty cool. So the only thing we got left to do, I'm going to include one of the Viper pins just in case they do have a routed track. I'll do that with the car that I auction off to. I'll include the stock guide pin that comes with the Mega G Plus, and then I'll include the Viper low profile guide pin that they sell in case you do have a routed track. That way you don't have to get out and cut it because they're shorter than the factory. They're longer. Yeah, Rich, they won't let me do anything to do with money until I'm monetized. In other words, I have to have 1,000 subscribers before they'll let me take donations or do whatever through YouTube. I guess I could set up one of those Patreons or whatever that is, where people can send in money, stuff like that. But I would rather do it to where people could actually see that, that I see that they're giving the money right then and there. And the way you guys are helping me with the channel, and like I said, how I bought all of this stuff was by auctioning the cars that we sold. And I know it took my money to buy those cars to begin with, but then the profit is what I use to buy other cars. Well, I just combined it all together this time instead of separating it, and that's where I was able to buy the two twin packs and then all these extra parts and stuff like that. So yeah, it came out of my wallet in one way or another, but it wasn't like I just cracked open the credit card and was able to do it. So if I didn't sell cars, I would not be able to afford to do what I'm doing. I'll put it that way. I have to sell cars in order to keep feeding the machine, so to speak. Um, and I'm that's not to put pressure on anybody. I've been doing this for years before I even started putting cars up for sale. On YouTube, I was doing it on eBay. So I'm just doing it now because I have a lot more friends that I would rather give a better deal to off of eBay than have to raise the price on eBay just to try to cover their fees. Yeah, ScottDanielMO@gmail.com, Jack. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, no, Rich. Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah. On eBay, I don't have any cars up there right now, Gail, but it's under my mom's account because that's where I started, and now I have so many people that have saved me as a seller. I don't want to change it, but it's JAYCENE123, really simple, JAYCENE123 on eBay. I'll put that in the description whenever we're all done later tonight, and whenever I put stuff on eBay. Because like I said, anything that I don't sell on the channel here, then eventually it's just going to go ahead and go on eBay. In fact, I haven't put anything that we've done any of these auction on that didn't sell. Haven't put any of it on eBay at all because I've been fortunate enough. You guys have been buying enough of the cars that I don't have to worry about trying to sell other cars to try to buy other cars. You know what I'm saying? So you guys are feeding the machine without me having to go through eBay. So I appreciate it. No, I don't do an eBay store, Rich, because eBay charges you money unless you sell X amount of dollars every month. And I'm not big enough to commit to the volume that it would need to for me to be able to do that. Yeah, see, Rich, that's what I'd like. He's got like the pit crew level and stuff like that. That's a great idea, and that's stuff that like that I'd love to do. But yeah, sees him, and that's why I prefer selling to you guys directly here on the channel. Oh yeah, no problem. Because that right there is um, hopefully you're going to know that you're dealing with somebody that you can trust. So even though you can't physically touch and feel the car, you're going to base it off of my background and my expertise, and then the pictures that you get to see of the car. Um, So, there's a lot of advantages. Like I said, you don't have to pay taxes. I don't charge tax, and I don't charge out. I charge exactly what it costs to ship to your door. I think a couple people I've sold to, the cheapest that I've been able to ship is like for $3.60. So I don't make any other money at all other than whatever. If I start the auction on a car at like $40 or whatever, then that's what I have in it. And then you guys are just helping me make that other difference. So if I started at 40 and I sell it at 40, then I just broke even. But I don't care because I've helped out somebody in the community and got them a good deal on a good car. So I win either way. That is the way I look at it. I know it sounds crazy, but I am in to help the people in this hobby, and I am in it to help pay it forward and to help grow the hobby any way that I can. And just treating people right is good business. Oh, Jeff, I can tell you several times how I've been screwed by people on eBay. I don't know about Zim, but personally, I like this car showed up with no shoes or springs. picture had shoes and springs. When I got it, it didn't. So that would be, to me, considered being screwed, because now I got to put, even though I got the parts, I got to put shoes and springs in it to get it to run. And I didn't have to, according to when I bought it. So, there's an example of getting screwed. Yeah, I know, Gail. Mayor, I get you. The only reason why I'm on eBay is because of the sheer volume, the number of people. Like, thank you all, 19 of you, by the way. I apologize for not acknowledging the people I may have missed in the chat as I was rambling or putting the car together tonight. But I do appreciate it. And so for me to sell the cars that I'm selling to such a small group of people is a blessing, because otherwise I would have to deal with eBay and deal with their bullshit. And I'm just being frank. I've sold brand new cars in the packages that people have tried to return because they said it was defective and tried to blame me for it. And eBay was giving back their money and charged me for it before. So no, I've it's just, yeah, one of the prices you play with dealing with the devil. No, Jeff, I don't either. I don't either. Yeah, Mike, just to give you an example, I sold a brand new in the package Ghostbusters Echo Blaster Cadillac Hearst. I sold it brand new in the package, and those, it was the one that was banded and wrapped in the box. 2 months later, this is no lie, 2 months later, I get jacked on my card because the guy wants to return it because it no longer works. Yep, no lie. He wanted to return it because he had used it, played with it for 2 months, and it quit working. And eBay gave him back his money, and I argued with eBay long enough that they gave me back my money too. I said, how can you expect me to warranty a product that was brand new in the package and I didn't manufacture it, and he used it for 2 months and then broke it? Said, how am I supposed to eat that? But they were going to make me try to eat it until I fought it. Oh no, that's what I did to that guy, Jeff. I blocked his ass. Yeah. See, yeah, Mike. So to sell on eBay, you got to know that at some point in time you're going to get the shaft, and it's going to cost you money, and you just hope that it's on one of the things that it didn't cost you a lot of money to lose. But like I said, the sheer number of people that you can meet on eBay versus on the YouTube channel is just, it's exponential. Here's a close-up look at the car that's going to Dan's nephew. This is all original. It still has the original tires on it. They're hard, so I'm going to be putting new tires on it, and I'll oil it up and clean it up, and I'm going to put new springs and shoes on it. But he'll have a nice little runner. The crazy thing is I can ship this car out to him on Tuesday, and he probably won't see it for 2 weeks. Canada. Facebook. See that, Jack? That's where this one came from. Was a Facebook Marketplace. $20. And if you keep up with these G Plus versions, this is was manufactured in 80 to 83. There's 2 versions of this one, and this is the Renault version, and it's a 3 collector. And honestly, you can $50-$60 is what this car is really worth. Yep, that's what they did to me, Zim. They blind eye refunded him. Oh, the only way I knew about it is because the money came out of my bank account. No luck. Oh, I didn't know that, Jack. Now, see, that Mike, I had the same thing with my luck with Facebook. I contacted 4 people about cars and one track set. And out of those 4 people, 3 of them got back to me. And out of those 3 that got back to me, only one of them actually did anything. One. So, and that was why I got that car. It's that type of trap too, yeah. Oh no, I sometimes on Facebook Marketplace I see some people trying to sell some shit on there that they give slot car a bad name. You know, they give our community a bad name. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you. I guess that's what I'll do for the next video is I'll tally up just so somebody knows what it would actually cost to put all of these parts on their own car. Yeah, Mayor, I'm right there with you, buddy. Yep. Yeah. Oh man, we're up to 20 people and 29 thumbs up. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really sorry that it took so long to get the build up, but the move and everything else. But hey, we got to see this one get 90% of the way there, and we're going to give this bad boy away with one of these 2 bodies next Saturday night. And next Saturday night we'll build up this one with the new Hardin Creek tools and see how they work. And so we'll get to do a live demo on how those tools work. And we'll build that chassis up. And so we'll give away this one, and then we'll build this one, and then we'll auction it off. So there won't be an auction next week except for the car that we build live on the live stream. So we're going to build this one live with the new Hardin Creek stuff and auction it off. And that'll be the show for that, other than the winning subscriber for this one. And if they happen to be watching, they can tell me which one they want, and then that way we'll know which one we're auctioning off. So I'm really going to encourage. I'm going to put out the video to enter the giveaway, and you're going to have to pick which one of the 2, which one you want, and then that's how we're going to select the winner. So it's not going to be everybody that subscribed. It's going to be everybody that comments, like I did the last time on that particular video, so that I can use the comment random selector to pick the winner. And that way, only the people that actually watch the videos and that participate in the videos will actually be the ones that win it, instead of somebody that subscribed, 6 months ago and they don't watch any of the videos. I don't want them to win it. I want somebody that watches the channel on a regular basis to win it. He told me that when he got it, he was gonna try to check in if he had the time. So hopefully we can get him to join in on the chat for a little bit. I tagged him in on the other video for the live feed because I was going to go ahead and use all of his parts and stuff like that. And then this is where I bought them all from. So I thought I'd give an unsolicited paid promotion for Hardin Creek HC slots. Oh, thank you, Rich. Yeah, that would be cool. No, I'd like for him to join in. That way, if anybody had any questions on his tool or any of his stuff, that he'd be right there to answer them and stuff like that. So he's supposed to call me next week whenever my parts get back to him. And whenever I talk to him, then I'll ask him if he could, I'll tell him that he was requested to try to join in while we're live, and I'll tell him that we're going to be building a Mega G Plus chassis live on the channel and using his tools and the parts that I bought from him, and so maybe that'll get him on there. Oh wow, Zim, that's crazy.
I have a hat.
Yeah, cool, Rich. Sorry, whenever I stop and get quiet, it's because I'm reading. I apologize. I know you can't see me now, so you don't know what I'm doing. So that's an awful glare. I'm sorry. Somebody should have said something. Here, let's see. Now we're done building. If I can get rid of it, see if it'll. You like it better without the light on? You're kidding, man. Yeah, see, there's the problem with our country right now is we are too damn PC. I'll move the camera back. Okay, if we're all done right here, then I will. Get ready for the earthquake, guys. There we go. That better? Yeah, that's better for me anyway. Now I can look up at the camera and see you guys, or at least look at the camera and see. You guys could at least see that I'm interacting. That's what I'm trying to spit out. Hey, well, thanks, Adam. Thanks for coming back in. Cool. I didn't realize you were there live. Hell, dude, that's awesome. Kick ass, man. Oh man, I miss racing so much. Just to anybody out there that's never been to motorsports racing, except for just watching it on TV, I can't stress enough how you need to go experience it live. Oh, well, hey, your big screen is almost like being there live, my friend, with your theater room. Oh, I see the big delay now because now I'm watching on the TV and I'm seeing what you guys were seeing when I was moving the camera around. Cool. They changed it to Mission. Yeah, Zim, no, I'm not a 1,000 fan. The only reason why you'd want to go do that is because if you've never experienced a Top Fuel dragsters or funny cars and felt an earthquake when they take off and smell that nitro and have it burn your eyes and burn your throat and smelling the rubber. I mean, it's just a sensory overload. But the best part to me is when they take off and you can feel it in your chest. Oh yeah. No, I've been hooked. I've been a nitro baby for a long time. Yeah, love it, love it. That's what's crazy is I don't know, Zim. You may have heard of him around here. Bill Daly Racing. He used to own a Top Fuel funny car and Top Fuel dragster, and his shop was connected to the stereo shop that I worked at. Auto Air and Stereo back in the day off of Stewart Street here in Springfield. Long story short, whenever he'd do the warm ups and stuff, I'd get to sit in the cars. And basically, the car was sitting there on jack stands, and then it was my job to hold the brake. So if it came off the jack stands, it wouldn't go very far. There is nothing that compares to sitting in the seat of a Top Fuel funny car or a Top Fuel dragster and them going rap, rap, and you're in the driver's seat. I'll never forget it. It's getting me goosebumps right now. I'll never forget it. The Springfield Raceway Zim, every time I've been there, there's always some big ass fight in the pits that always delays the racing because it takes all the officials to go break it up. And so the two times that I went to the Springfield Raceway, I ended up leaving disappointed because you can see into the pits if you park up
on the hill and look out. Anyway, and you can just see the flood of people go up there, and you can see the free for all fight going on, and then you can see people trying to separate it. Then you see them coming back together and fighting some more. I was like, oh my God. Some redneck said, hold my beer. And Springfield, Missouri. Rich. Little fun fact in case you guys didn't know, useless trivia in case you do have trivia pursuit. Springfield is the most popular name of a city in the United States of America. And that is why they named Springfield for the city for The Simpsons, because they figured that it would be more relatable to more people across the country since they were starting their first animated only TV show. I hope home beer, thank you. That's awesome. She handed out her number all day. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome, Zim. That's so crazy. I got mine, Mary. That's awesome. Well, Adam, you already missed it, buddy. You already built the car. The only thing I've got left to do is to put the silver springs and the silver shoes on it whenever they come in from Hardin Creek. They were already supposed to have been here, but they decided they wanted to take a little travel. So, yeah. No, but next Saturday, I'm going to put out this week, I'm going to put out the video that everybody has to comment on if they want a chance to try to win the car. And then next Saturday, we're going to do the live random pick off of that video. So someone next Saturday night, whether they're live or not, is going to win the car. And then based on which one they said they wanted, either the blue one or the red and black and white one, then we're going to build the other one. So I'm going to build another one, and then we're going to auction it off. And it's going to have the very same parts as what this one has. And I'm going to keep putting out reminders all week long. But Monday is when that video is coming out for you guys to pick. So if you haven't hit the notification bell on my channel, which is okay, I'm not telling you have to. I appreciate you even just watching because that helps. But if you're a subscriber and you haven't hit the bell, then you'll want to check for that video sometime Monday evening, but it's coming out Monday. And then that's the one that you're going to comment. I want the blue F1 or I want the red, black, and white one. And then that is the video that I'm going to use for Saturday's winner pick, from that random generator. If you were part of the last one, that's how Steffi won her car that got me introduced to Mike. She won the Viper giveaway, if you remember, Adam, from the Pro Tinker Toys, whenever we did that giveaway with the pipes and no pipes Viper, because they had thrown in a couple of extra bodies on one of my orders for me as a nice gesture. And so I paid it forward by throwing in one of my brand new 440 X2 chassis, and Steph was the one that won it. And how she won it was on that random comment picker. Blue, yeah. No, this is a sharp looking body. In case anybody's not seen them before. And they're not that heavy, so they're really good for racing. This car is gonna run really good on somebody's track. I'm jealous. Like I said, I've built enough of these to know whenever I'm spinning the motor that anytime they're that free spinning, that it usually means it's a generally speaking, it's a pretty good runner. And then with all these other hop up parts, it should fly. See, Adam, that's the first thing we checked was to make sure that the pinion gears were all good, that everything show up with the ground strap for the circuit board not soldered on. I mean, it's, you just never know. Now, I will say that my experience of having those issues with the Mega G Plus car, but it looks like AFX has taken a book out of a page out of Auto World's book, and their quality's gone to shit here lately. But if I wasn't modifying these and I was slapping them on the track as is, these would be a couple of good running cars. Their pinion gears are both good. The hubs are pressed on straight. Pretty good car. Mike, yeah, that's exactly how I started. Was I bought two international tracks, and then I bought one of the what's it called, the giant wasteways, and I don't know. After if you remember me saying, there's several things that we've all bought, even just slot car stuff, but in real life that we wish we had never sold. Well, I had a Super International set that was the Super G Plus version, and I had one that was the Mega G version. And I decided that I didn't want the Super G Plus version anymore, so I sold it. In hindsight, I should have kept it, but I didn't. So, yeah. That's one of the things I'm going to be showing this week in one of my videos is some of the updates that I've been doing. I'm not going to show anything now because I don't want to give it away. I've got to make you guys watch the video. Yep. Oh, it did. Okay, cool. Thank you. No, that's why I had to do the second stream, guys, is because for some reason, I mean, I've noticed I've been watching on my TV and it's not been doing like it did before, but for whatever reason, that first stream, it would look like I was halfway around the world and some bad satellite feed. And so, no, hopefully the goal is, Adam, is by next Saturday, I can at least hook up the power to a certain section of the track and show you guys a car running on at least part of the track. But my main goal next Saturday is to give away the winner, for my thank you for the Mega G Plus car. And then we're going to build the other one and then auction it off. And I think that'll be a pretty good show. We did the Indy cars, Ed. It won by 2 votes. But like I mentioned, since those are both on the 1.7 chassis, I do have the stock cars here. If whenever I build this, I have level 52 magnets, and I normally put level 52s in with the stock cars because the bodies are heavier and they're taller. The center of gravity isn't as low. So if there's interest, I can actually, build all of these, to be honest, and auction them all off if anybody wants to buy them. And I can build them live on air. Oh, that's weird, Rich. I do know that because of all the issues and stuff, that's why I'm staying on a little later than normal. But I am going to try to call it a night at about 10:30 my time because I haven't had my dinner yet, even though the dogs got fed. And I appreciate everybody that even stuck around to come to the number 2 because I was so looking forward to tonight building this chassis and doing all that stuff. And the auction was kind of secondary. And then Dave was nice enough to purchase both the cars, so that's going to help pay for some of the parts. So, oh, cool. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Nice. Yeah, see, you're East Coast time. Yeah. Oh, and while I'm throwing this out there, thank you to Ed. Thank you to Dave again for submitting your pictures of your custom cars and your tracks and the videos and stuff. And guys, if you have pictures of certain cars that you like, or you want to send me car pictures of your collection, or take a little video with your phone of your racetrack of some cars going around it. I'll put it in the next. I'll put it in the next video for the subscribers video and picks number 3. And believe it or not, those are some of my highest viewed videos because everybody likes seeing what everybody else has. So, you know, if you haven't considered it, maybe consider it. You know, you don't have to show me a lot of personal stuff. You know, just show me slot car stuff. It's all good. Even if it's just a few of the cards that you like as part of your collection, I'll put your name on it and we'll put them out there for the world to see. Okay, cool, Rich. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Now, it's like Dave was asking me the other night. He messaged me and said Wednesday night, you know, I put out the video, and he's like, "Well, where's the auction video and stuff?" I'm like, "Dude, just so everybody knows, okay, I'm not as good at the video stuff as Dan. You guys know this. If you don't know this, then I'm telling you right now, I am not that good." And so, literally, for that video that you saw that was 3 minutes long, I believe, on Wednesday night, that took me almost 4 hours to make, and that's because of all the taking the pictures and then having to save the pictures and then finding the pictures, applying the pictures, and then yeah, it's so every time you do that, it's moving a file. So it's like add a file, add a file, add a file, and then I've got to do the you know, the fade from one picture to another. So that's an effect that you've got to add, and then you add the duration, and then if you're adding text in there, then you've got to do the font, the size, the color, whether it's going to move or not. I mean, it's insane. And I know there's ways that if I took the time to read the instructions, that I could probably do things a lot quicker than the way I'm doing them. But right now, I've got it to where I can make videos and I can upload them to YouTube, and I'm kind of okay at an okay place right here, right now. But just doing those videos like that, that's why I love doing the live feed, because it's really easy. Turn on a camera and talk. Doing those videos, I'm literally hours literally. It took an hour and a half to do the video for the preview video, and that was only because I already had the pictures of the cars already uploaded. So it was just a matter of grabbing them from the file and putting them in there and sequencing them and doing the special effects and stuff. I do not read instructions. I'm using I think it's called NCH video software, Mayor. I mean, it's really good. I guess. I don't know. I mean, if I can make a video with it, then it's got to be pretty good. Hey, Sean, sorry, man. I'm working my way up. Hey, anytime that you have time to share with me and the rest of us here is okay, my friend. That's what this is all about, is spending some time with some friends that have a common interest. And I know I personally love talking to every single one of you guys on this chat, and I know a lot of people like watching this chat and watching what we talk about, because a lot more people watch these videos than participate live. And so that tells me there's a lot of other people out there that like this too. So thank you for participating, because like Dan says, and like I've always said, is time is the one thing that you can never buy and ever have enough of. And so if you're going to spend some of your time with me, the least I can do is appreciate it and welcome you and thank you. So thank you. I can put it on my page and you can post a link. Okay, that'll work too, Rich. Whatever we got to do, buddy. Like I said, I'm just trying to help people that don't necessarily want to start their own channel, and they don't have the video editing software, or they don't want to sit there and mess with it. You know, it's just an offer. But I do know that people love seeing that kind of stuff because it gives everybody ideas. And that's the whole thing, like Dave said, in case you missed it, Dave's track on that video is on a 30 by 80 door. So to look at your 4x8 sheet of plywood, and then remember, you got to shrink that down. And then that's how he got all that track on that little bitty space. And that's a great layout idea, honestly. I mean, it's got a lot of track on a little bit of space. That's what I call putting 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. But he made it work, and it runs. So it's pretty cool. Clido video. 65 foot on a 4x8. See, that's my thing is it gives people inspiration and ideas. And in case you guys missed how I built my table and how I designed my track, one of the guys that really got me into this hobby was Greg. Used to have a website called HO Slot Cars. Like I said, he got me started on collecting the Ford GT40s, and I can't thank him enough. He's passed on, obviously. That's why I'm talking about him in the past tense. But it was his web page and talking to him that inspired me to do the track the way I did my track, seeing his layouts and then put my own little twist on it, because it would give you dimensions and then tell you how many pieces of what section of track that you needed to be able to build that track. And so I built my track based off of one of his diagrams for layouts. And so he paid it forward. And so that's what I'm saying. So that's what I look at it is we all have our ideas and we all have what we like. And if you can inspire somebody to do something that you're doing, then you've just grown your community. And or if you give somebody the idea when they're building their track of, oh, hey, I like the way you did that, I want to put that on my track. That's the beauty of sharing that type of stuff, the pictures and the videos and stuff like that, is to maybe give somebody that inspiration. Or if they stumbled across the video and actually watched it all instead of clicking off of it on YouTube, believe it or not, guys, I have more people view my channel off of browsing than I do from subscriptions. Greg with HO Slot Cars, the website. His name was Greg. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about then, Mike. Yeah, no, he's gone. Yeah. No, so the story of how I found out that Greg had passed was I had placed a big order for cars, and then it didn't show up for a couple months. And I asked PayPal to give me a refund, and then the PayPal reached out to his estate, and then they finally answered that he had passed, and they released my money and refunded me. And then it's my understanding that someone actually bought everything that he had. Oh yeah, see, a lot of people know Greg. Greg was the one that literally got me started on collecting a lot of these cars and stuff. He's the one that turned me into a collector. He told me, he goes, if you're going to be in this hobby for a long time, there's a few cars you're going to want to buy if you can afford, and you're going to set them back and forget about them. And what he told me to that day is proven to be true. And Adam, you know this, the GT40s, those original GT40s, the SRT and the Mega G versions are going for ungodly amount of money compared to what they sold for brand new. Rich, he didn't have a YouTube channel. He had a web page, he had an actual business web page. It was called HO Slots. No, you're right. No, he wasn't on YouTube, Mike. No, is the guy. I mean, like I said, I built my table based on his designs, the actual physical table itself, and then I designed my track based off of some of his designs, and I just tweaked it a little bit. And so that's what I say when I'm trying to pay it forward because somebody else helped me. Greg helped me. So since he's not around anymore, somebody's got to pass on what little knowledge that I got from him. And I'm sure there's somebody that knew him better than I did that got a lot more knowledge from him. But that's how things get passed down to the next person, and how everybody gets to share in his knowledge. And that's, he was the one that gave me the silver trick, told me stay away from go with silver. Like I said, a lot of things that man did, I still use to this day and pay it forward and pass it ahead. Oh no. Yeah, no, like I said, I think they convinced, somebody told me, or I read somewhere, Mike, that he convinced them to let them have the web domain, so at least a lot of the hard stuff was still there. But then something about the software that he used to design it was old and outdated. And when they tried to revamp or something, anyway, they lost a bunch of shit. One, if you're looking, slots and stuff is a good place to look at for Auto World. Looking back at all their 4-gear cars. Bad L Hobbies is another one that you can go back and look at a lot of history on stuff like that too. I think it's I can't remember the guy's name. I'll have to look it up, but he's got a library of every car made every year for every manufacturer. Yeah, they've been Rich. They've been pushing some stuff here lately. The only thing I don't like about slots and stuff is it's a catch-22. He does that priority shipping, which actually adds so much to the shipping cost that you can't buy just little small parts like this, because you're going to pay more for the shipping than you did for the part. So to maximize my dollar, I end up buying $100 worth of shit just to make it justified to pay that higher price for shipping. Yeah, I hate that too. I there's nothing worse than wanting to buy, like he's got, like I don't know if you mentioned it earlier, but Dave, we did a little trade. I gave him the window for his Porsche that I polished up in trade for one of these roll bars, because I have one of these Can-Am cars. I have the Sunoco blue one, but it doesn't have the roll bar. And Slots and Stuff has this roll bar, and it's cheap. It's like $5. But by the time you pay shipping, that little $5 roll bar just turned into 20. It ain't worth $20. It's not even worth 5, but yeah. Oh yeah, my friend. Yeah, parts. Here's well, now that I got the camera farther away, I can actually show you. This is what I got for. This is what I use mainly for the Tyco stuff. So this is full of the Tycos, and that's, like I said, that's just nothing but wide pan and narrow pan chassis. I'm about ready to drop it because that thing's cutting into my finger. But yeah, no. I started doing some quick math and I stopped real quick because I was getting scared at the total. Yeah, I just know for a fact on those Wizard silver parts, I paid $200 because I'd ordered them, and that's what the invoice came to. I don't know what that stuff would cost nowadays. This was all those parts were bought pre-pandemic. Oh, cool. There you go, Rich. Yeah, that's what I need to do to him too then. Hey, wow, at some point in time, I had 32 people live and didn't even notice it. I was too busy talking and flapping my yap. Sorry, guys. And like I said, I'm sorry if someone's said something in the chat. I just don't want to. I've had so many issues with YouTube that I just don't want to screw it up now that I got it working and we got a picture and we got audio. But I am going to start wrapping it up though for the thing. So What we got going on here? I'm just going to start swinging her in here because I know it's like 11:30 East Coast time and it's 10:30 my time, and I still even had my dinner yet. So I'm going to wrap it up a little bit here. So in case you're tuning in late, which a lot of people are, and that's okay. We did the build up on the first Mega G Plus car for the giveaway, minus the silver springs and the silver shoes. Those didn't come in. So we're going to finish that one next Saturday when we do this one. And we're going to give away the car next Saturday. Now, I'm going to put out a video on Monday that you're going to have to pick blue, or I'm going to call it red, white, black, on which car. And then on Saturday, based on the comments that you leave, that's the colored car that you're going to win. So the only way to win the car is if you comment on that video. And I'm going to keep reminding people in post, pick your car. Pick the car that you want to have the chance to win. Mike knows from Steph that I give away what I say I'm going to give away, and you get exactly what you're seeing. Kind of like what I sell. I'm a man of my word. If I say it has this and this and this, it's got that, that, and that. I have no reason to lie or mislead anybody. So the car is going to be shipped to you for free. You don't have to pay anything for the parts. You don't have to pay nothing for nothing. All you have to do is say, I want blue or white, black, and red. And if your name comes up, you get it for free. Pretty simple. And then whichever one they don't pick, then I'm going to, the chassis that we build that night with the very same parts that went into this one, we're going to auction it off. And if they don't want the F1 car, I'll open it up and they can have their pick of the winner that wins the auction. They can pick if they want one of the stock car bodies instead. Personally, I just leave it on the F1 car, but you know, that's your choice. Yes, and that's what I was going to finish it up with. So thank you, Mayor, for reminding me. So tomorrow I'm going to do the I'm going to have my first short come out, and it's going to do my first OG case. Monday we're going to have the video that you need to comment on which car that you want. And then Wednesday, I'll do the little preview video like I always do, but there's going to be no auction. It's just going to be reminding people to vote on what car that you want to, or pick what car you want to try to win. And then on Saturday, we're going to give away the car live, and then we're going to build the other car live and then auction it off. But before all of that happens, tomorrow is Father's Day. And for me, to all of you, thank you for joining, and thank you and your dads and everybody out there. Have a very safe holiday weekend, because I consider it a holiday. Anytime I get to spend time with my parents, considering my dad's situation, as you all know well. So it's a blessing for me every day that he's here, especially on a Father's Day. That's really cool too. So all of you that are fathers, happy Father's Day for me. And even if you're not a father, be sure and call your dad and tell him happy Father's Day. I'm sure he'll appreciate it if you hadn't planned on doing it already. And I know, like myself, a lot of you are planning trips to be with your father. So enjoy your time with your family. You really just never know how precious that time is until you think that somebody's going to take it away from you. And then you learn to appreciate it a lot more, like I have. So thank you again for your guys' patronage tonight and joining and following me through the second live stream. Please, guys, be sure. I want somebody that watches these live streams and videos all the time to win this car. So when you see that video come out Monday, be sure and comment below which one you want, because the last thing I want to do is give away a car on Saturday and someone say, I didn't know I could win that car. And so everybody, please, I want everybody to have a chance to win that car as my way of saying thank you for being a supporter of my channel. And then the next build we're going to do is for the Tyco 440 X2. You saw I already have all the parts for it. So once we get that, we get the Mega G given away, then we'll do the build for the 440 and we'll give it away. So until then, everybody, enjoy your Father's Day weekend. Get out there, light some sparks and melt some plastic. Thank you again for your patronage. I appreciate it. Have a good night, everybody. Look for the video on Monday. Bye-bye.